All right, welcome back to Getting Sober, again. My name is Jay, and today we're gonna talk a little bit about relationships after getting sober. But first, if you haven't yet, don't forget to show your support for everybody here in this sobriety community by giving this video a thumbs up. And if you care about your own sobriety journey as much as we do, we have over 700 videos on the topics of sobriety and self-improvement. So make sure that you're subscribed to this channel. All right, let's get started. So it's the time of the year where people in 30 different countries around the world celebrate Valentine's Day. And I wanted to make a quick video to talk about the most important relationship that you're ever gonna have, which is the relationship that you have with yourself. Think about that for a moment. So many people get wrapped up in comparing themselves with others, and social media definitely does a great job of making us all feel a little bit more insecure than we should, am I right? And when it comes to relationships, for a lot of us that are sober, we fall into one of the following 4 main categories. And I want you to comment down below which category that you're in after we go over the 4 categories. The first category is you might still be in a relationship with someone that you were still in while you're both still drinking. Now, this definitely presents a unique opportunity for both of you with regard to growth and maturity, but it also presents unique challenges for those of you out there who may still be in a relationship with someone who's decided to keep drinking even though you're trying to stay sober. Now, the second category of people are those people that were in a relationship while they were intoxicated, but their drinking took enough toll on that relationship that for all intents and purposes, it effectively ended that relationship. Now, these people know that something needs to change with regard to their drinking habits and are in the process of trying to figure out life moving forward. And on a side note, part of this category would also include the person who was affected by a partner who drank excessively. The third category is people who are single, sober, and trying to figure out how to date sober. Because if you're anything like me, going on dates usually meant pre-gaming with drinks before I left the house, having drinks once we met on the date, and then going somewhere else to have more drinks. And the last category, and of course there's more than 4 categories, but we're just gonna talk about these 4 for now. And these are people who are voluntarily sober and who are working on themselves first before worrying about rushing into the dating scene before they're ready. And that's what we're mostly gonna talk about today. So again, pause the video right now and comment down below which one of the 4 categories that you're in, or also too, take the moment to share what your own unique situation is if it's different than what we already mentioned. So as we know, alcohol addiction can vary from person to person. Maybe you just drank because you were stressed out, or maybe you drank heavily on the weekends, or maybe you were drinking from sun up until sundown and it was affecting all of the other areas of your life. But I want to remind you of this simple fact, which is when our life lacks real stimulation, we seek to remedy that with some sort of artificial stimulation. Now, maybe for you, maybe that means TV or food or social media, maybe nicotine, sweets, pornography, or even relationships. Now, regardless of why you drank, it's a simple fact that we use alcohol and at times depend on alcohol, a dependency, if you will. And speaking of dependency, how about codependency with regard to relationships? Did you know that researchers from Syracuse University found that several euphoria-inducing chemicals such as vasopressin, adrenaline, oxytocin, and dopamine are released in 12 areas of the brain that work simultaneously? In other words, the high of falling in love affects the brain similarly to that of the high of cocaine. And I bring this up because maybe this Valentine's Day, you may find yourself longing for some sort of external stimulation. You may find yourself seeking external validation by the way of companionship. But I want to remind you of the most important relationship that you're ever going to have, and that is the relationship that you have with yourself. One of the goals of sobriety is to become a person that you actually want to hang out with. A lot of people get sober and then leave comments asking, well, how am I supposed to go on a date sober? Well, the simple answer is you can look forward to going on a date sober when you're comfortable hanging out with yourself sober first. And I'm not just talking about maybe once or twice a week, I'm talking about each and every day. Yes, it's possible. Regardless if somebody's next to you when you wake up or if somebody's next to you when you go to sleep at night, you will always be with yourself. And one of the main reasons why we drink is because we want to maybe escape ourselves. We want to escape our responsibilities, our reality, our bills, our jobs, our bosses for sure. And the stress of always having to perform and to always feel like you have to put your happy face on. But one of the main benefits of getting sober is that you get to fall in love with you again, with your hobbies again, with your home again. To start appreciating all the things that you have and to know that, yes, things could be better, but in all honesty, things should probably actually be a lot worse. A lot of us could be in jail right now, or be in the hospital right now, or even worse, we could be 6 feet under the ground right now, which is easily where I could have been if I didn't start this channel. And I can easily say that this community helped to save my life, so thank you. One of the problems with daily binge drinking is that not only do you take the world around you for granted, like your friends, your family, or your material possessions, but you start to take yourself for granted. You start to take your physical and your mental health for granted. You get so used to the pain that it just becomes normal. And then we get sober, barely capable of navigating this world around us, and we start worrying about who's gonna love us before we even have the chance to learn how to love ourselves. We start looking for somebody who's gonna respect us when we spent the last 1, 2, 5, or maybe even 10 years not respecting ourselves. One of the great opportunities that we have in our sobriety journey is to start working on and updating the resume of our lives. And I'm not talking about our career or jobs or however you make money. What I mean is what makes us attractive to anyone who would even notice that we exist. Your job right now in sobriety is to work on being your own best friend, to care for yourself, to rest yourself, to heal yourself, and to sometimes go and get yourself tacos. To invest in the company of you and to raise your stock so high to a value that you won't just want to give it away to whoever pays you the smallest amount of attention. Because remember, attention is currency. Energy is currency. Time is currency. And just like you trade your time and your energy at work for currency, it's our job to increase the value of our efforts so that we can be paid accordingly. Remember, it's our job to work on fixing ourselves instead of making ourselves someone else's problem. And if you agree with that, say, I'm working on me first. By the way, how do you like the new studio? So this is officially the first video that we have here in the new location. And what I was going for is I wanted to make it look familiar, but different. Now, if you're ready to binge watch another one of our videos, click the link in the top corner of the screen. And with that, I want to wish you good luck on your self-improvement journey, and I will see you in the next video.
If you want to see another one of our videos, click here.